Daniel sat on an old bench outside the convenience store, his coffee cooling in his hands. It had been another long day, another job interview that ended with polite smiles and empty promises. He stared at the glowing streetlight, lost in thought, when something soft brushed against his leg. Startled, he looked down. A thin, red-haired cat stood there, staring up at him with the saddest green eyes he had ever seen. Its fur was matted, tail trembling slightly, as if it had been wandering for days. Before Daniel could react, the cat leapt onto his lap, curling its fragile body against his chest. He froze. The cat pressed its face into his coat and made a sound that wasn't quite a meow, it was closer to a sob. A broken, trembling cry. Daniel felt his heart clench. Hey, it's okay," he whispered, instinctively stroking its back. The cat didn't move away. Instead, it pushed closer, as if trying to bury itself in his warmth, its tiny body shaking. For a long time, he just sat there, holding it. People passed by, barely noticing. The streetlights flickered. Somewhere, a bus hissed to a stop and rolled away again. But in that small circle of light, there were only the two of them, the man who had nothing left, and the cat who had no one. After a while, Daniel felt something wet on his sleeve. He looked down. The cat's eyes were half closed, and tears, real tears, were sliding down its fur. He'd never seen anything like it. He whispered again, "You're safe now." When he finally stood to leave, he hesitated. He couldn't just leave it there. So he gently wrapped the cat in his scarf and took it home. His apartment was tiny and cold, but it was warm enough for two. That night, the cat didn't leave his side. It slept on his chest, occasionally making small, soft sounds in its sleep. In the morning, Daniel took it to a vet. The doctor examined it quietly, then looked up and said, "You found it just in time." It was starving, another day outside and it wouldn't have survived. Weeks passed. The cat, now named Ember for her fiery fur, slowly came back to life. She followed Daniel everywhere, curled beside him when he read, meowed softly when he came home late, and touched his cheek with her paw whenever he seemed sad. One evening, as Daniel filled her bowl, he realized something. Since the day Ember had jumped onto his lap, he hadn't felt that deep, crushing loneliness. Her desperate cry that night hadn't just been for help, it had been a plea that saved them both. Sometimes, he thought, the ones who are most broken find each other by accident, and that's how miracles begin.